welcome to another edition of Ask Father, brought to you by the Fatima Center. I'm Father Albert, a traditional Dominican, and here's the question posed to us today. It's a question from LL. Father, if a man and woman marry and have no intent to have children, and each spouse is aware that the other has no intent to have children, and the couple is in no way open to having children, then can the marriage be validly nullified? Well, the answer is basically yes, but we have to make some clarifications. First of all, it's not really correct to say that the marriage can be validly nullified. No marriage can ever be nullified. Marriage is indissoluble. Yes, the Lord says that in the gospel, and more than once. It's true that St. Paul makes a certain exception to this with regard to pagans who are married, and if one of them converts, becomes Catholic, and the other person in the marriage refuses to live with them peaceably, as St. Paul puts it, St. Paul says that that new baptized Catholic can marry another Catholic, and that marriage, the Church teaches, takes the place of the other marriage, the pagan marriage, which was only a natural marriage. But other than that, for two Catholics who are married, two baptized persons who are married, it's indissoluble, absolutely indissoluble. So it's not right to speak about nullifying the marriage. It's simply declared that this marriage was never a marriage. Now, in the case here that both have no intent to have children, it's true that makes what they're doing not a marriage, because marriage, the whole purpose of marriage, the definition of marriage given in canon law is to give your body to another person for the purpose of having children. So that if you exclude having children, well, then you're not married. What you're doing is not marriage, it's something else. And it's not necessary that both people have that intention. It's enough that one has that, refuses to have the intention to have children, obviously, because if, then that means that they weren't getting married. So you can't get married all by yourself. It has to be something you do with someone else. So if that other person has the intention not to have children when they get married, well, they're not getting married. However, this is something that has to be proved exteriorly, because marriage is an external public act, and one of the perhaps the most important public act that there is, because all of society is based on marriage and on the family. So this is something that has to be proved exteriorly in a court, and it's not always easy to do that, because if it's simply something that was in the intention of these two people, well, that's not something that's exterior. So it has to be something that was said and that people heard, and which can be proven in this marriage court, so that the marriage can be declared to have never existed. And in that case, well, yes, of course, then there was no marriage, and if the Church publicly certifies that, well, then these people can get truly married to someone else. So I invite you to send your questions to the Fatima Center, and consider also making a donation to the Fatima Center so that it can continue to make the full message of Our Lady of Fatima known. God bless you.